It doesn't matter what year you are. I'm head of the associates. If I give you an assignment, you do it.
Hey, everybody. This is your daily dose of all things royal. Welcome back, my gorgeous, good looking friends. Thank you for coming back and tuning in. Today, this video is going to be talking about the US mainstream media. Many of you have noticed that there has been a dramatic shift in the kind of coverage that the Harkles have been getting recently. And this is not a result of the South Park episode to where we've seen this dramatic shift in the Harkles' popularity in the US. What South Park did is what all the other journalists and TV hosts like Oprah and Gayle were afraid to do. And that was focus on what was reality. See, the beauty of why this worked with the creators of South Park is because they had one, 0 F's to give, two, they're not influenced or their popularity does not depend on Meghan and Harry or whatever they think. They're not going to get canceled. Reputationally, it's not going to hurt them in any way in the sense of not being able to get future jobs, as opposed to what we've seen in the past where you had people who did speak out against Meghan or crossed Meghan Markle, and all of a sudden there were calls to people's employments, getting them fired, getting them canceled. I mean, look at Allison Davis. Look what happened to her after she did that cut article. Anyhow, the US media has become super annoying recently because now all of a sudden it's like they're breaking news on information that we have been talking about for the last 5 years. And it is frustrating to see now a lot of these outlets that were backing Harry and Meghan when they were being paid to do so by the PR machines are now singing a different tune, and they look like complete fools trying to appear that they're breaking some kind of news on Meghan and Harry's history and their intentions and so forth, when the whole time they absolutely knew what was going on. They absolutely saw that this couple was lying, and they chose to support it. So I'm not going to go over what people are saying because it's stuff that we already know. And quite frankly, I'm bored to tears with talking about the same thing. Will they go to the coronation? Won't they go to the coronation? Why is Meghan upset now? Like, who cares? Like, really, who cares? The bigger story around here is Archwell. So if the journalists would actually do their job and investigate rather than take information from the people who actually had a pulse on this the last 5 years, then there could be some respect earned back to it. But at this point, the media in the United States that have been dominating the market share, like CBS, ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, has zero integrity. And quite frankly, this whole situation with Meghan and Harry has totally opened my eyes to the manipulation and the brainwashing that these media outlets are pushing in order to make money off of us. And I'll tell you this right now, all those that decided to get in bed with Meghan and Harry all look like fools. Oprah, Gayle, Anderson Cooper, all of them lost respect for the mere fact that they didn't do their job properly as journalists. Instead, they supported this fake agenda that Meghan and Harry had been pushing in order to further themselves from a reputation standpoint as well as a monetary standpoint. And let me tell you something, it has backfired spectacularly on all of them. And right now, they're all exposed as being known to push propaganda. And they live in their own little delusional box thinking that people believe exactly what they're saying when in reality, they're so disconnected to what reality is. So the only way that they're going to understand that their impact is starting to have a negative effect is when you see the ratings decline as well as the income or money from ads start to decline because people are not subscribing to the bullshit. And that's really what needs to happen now. And the public needs to take back control and not support those media outlets who have been gaslighting and lying to the public. So let's talk about something a little more fun, and that would be ChatGPT. If you haven't seen or heard about this yet, ChatGPT is like Alexa on steroids. What it is, it's an actual chatbot that is designed to generate human like responses to text based on prompts or questions. Over the past few months, many people have been talking about this, and even recently on Piers Morgan Uncensored, in which he asked ChatGPT to create a tweet on his behalf in his pseudo tweeting voice. And what came back was something that Piers had agreed would be something that he would say. Then, literally, the next day, I saw someone in the Reddit community post a ChatGPT request to create a poem about Meghan Markle, and it was pretty funny. So, yesterday, I decided to try the tool myself and come up with my own little poems. So, let me share with you some of the creations that came out of ChatGPT. So, my first request of ChatGPT was asking the bot to write a poem about a prince named Harry who got into a fight with his brother and fell onto the dog bowl. This is what it came back with. In a castle far away, there lived two royal brothers, they say. Prince Harry and Prince William, their names, but their love for each other now in flames. A disagreement, an argument ensued between the siblings, no longer subdued. Their tempers flared, and they began to fight, neither willing to concede, neither in sight. Prince Harry, the younger of the two, felt betrayed, hurt, and feeling blue. He lashed out at his brother with all his might, not caring about the consequences in sight. In the heat of the moment, he lost his balance, and he fell onto the floor with a loud rumble. His head hit the dog bowl, and he cried out in pain. His brother William stopped, full of concern and shame. As they tended to Harry's wound, the brothers realized they had been too soon to let their anger consume them whole, and they vowed to make amends to heal their soul. They hugged it out, and they made up, the two brothers no longer abrupt. They learned that love and family are what truly matters, and they swore to cherish it forever after. That was kind of sweet, but I know ChatGPT could do better. So let's give it another try. So ChatGPT was asked to write a poem about a Hollywood D-list actress named Meghan, who is a ruthless social climber that tricked a prince named Harry to marry her. Here is what the chatbot created. In Hollywood, there lived a woman named Meghan, a D-list actress with a heart full of sin. Her sights were set on a prince named Harry, whom she tricked with her claims and her cunning. So scary. With her eyes full of greed and her heart full of lies, she plotted and schemed with a devilish guise. She climbed up the social ladder with a ruthless intent, leaving behind her trail of destruction and discontent. Harry fell for her charm and her wicked ways, unaware of the traps that lay ahead in the coming days. He married her with love and with hope, but little did he know she was leading him down a slippery slope. Meghan's true colors soon began to show as she became more ambitious with each passing blow. She used Harry for fame and for wealth, turning his life into a living hell. But Harry, with his heart full of love, saw through her lies and her evil shove. He stood up to her with courage and might, breaking free from her grasp and her blinding light. In the end, Meghan was left all alone, with her wicked ways and her heart full of stone. For in the end, love and truth will always prevail over those who try to climb with a heart so frail. And so in Hollywood, a lesson was learned that those who try to climb with a heart so stern will always fall in the end, leaving behind their legacy to forever descend. I think this is pretty on the money, if you ask me. I wonder, does ChatGPT know something that we don't know? Probably. Let's try another one. GPT was asked, write about a narcissist named Meghan who manipulated her husband named Prince Harry and his granny. There once was a woman, a narcissist named Meghan, who manipulated her husband, Prince Harry, with ease. She had no qualms about using him for her gain or causing strife and chaos as she pleased. She craved attention, fame, and wealth, and would stop at nothing to get it for herself, even if it meant stepping on others, including her family, or manipulating her husband and his granny. Meghan used her charm, her wit, and her lies to win over Harry and the Queen with her guise. She made them believe she was the perfect match and convinced them that she was worthy of their trust. But as time went on, her true colors emerged as she manipulated Harry and the royal family was splurged. She pushed and pulled and made Harry stray from his family traditions and his royal way. The Queen tried to intervene and guide her son, but Meghan had her own agenda and continued her run. She ignored the Queen's advice and manipulated Harry more, leading him down a path he had never seen before. But in the end, her plan began to crumble as Harry realized he had been manipulated and humbled. He stood up to her and broke free from her hold, and Meghan's true colors were finally told. For all her tricks, her lies, and her deceit, in the end, Meghan was left with defeat. And the royal family once again stood tall, defeating the narcissist who had wanted it all. Now, I swear I didn't write this poem. This was created on the fly by ChatGPT bot. Let's do one more because these are so fun. And this is the poem. In a kingdom far away, a tale is told of two sisters-in-law whose stories unfold. One is Princess Catherine, so kind and fair. The other is Meghan, with a wicked glare. Catherine is poised to be queen someday, with a heart full of love and a gentle way. Meghan, on the other hand, is full of pride, and her evil ways she cannot hide. She schemes and she plots with her heart so cold, trying to take down Catherine and steal her throne so bold. But Catherine, with a heart so true, sees through Meghan's lies and her plans to subdue. She reaches out to Meghan with a heart so pure, hoping to heal the wounds that had been endured. But Meghan, with her heart so dark, refuses to listen and keeps on her mark. As the days go by and the kingdom awaits, Meghan's plans begin to unravel and her evil fate. For Catherine's heart, full of love and grace, wins over the kingdom, and Meghan's plans they race. And so in the end, Catherine becomes the queen, with love and compassion that can't be unseen. And Meghan, with a heart full of hate, fades away into history with a cruel and bitter fate. For love and kindness will always prevail over evil and darkness that tries to derail. And in the kingdom far away, a lesson was learned that love and compassion will always be returned. I love this. This is so awesome. Bravo. Okay, I lied. We're going to do just one more because these are so good. So the request was write a poem about an American Duchess named Meghan who is a narcissist. This is what ChatGPT came back with. You know it's bad when the bots begin to call you out. They came up with this poem. In America, there lived a duchess named Meghan, a woman of beauty, charm, and great ambition. She sought to climb the social ladder at any cost, with her eyes fixed on the throne and all that it brought. But hidden behind her smile and her grace lay a narcissist consumed with her own face. She craved attention, admiration, and fame, and she would stop at nothing to play the game. Meghan used her charm, her wit, and her guile to win over those around her with her beguiling smile. But her true colors soon began to show as she pushed and pulled and played her ego. She would manipulate and lie without remorse, using those around her to keep her on course. And if anyone dared to stand in her way, she would trample them down without any sway. Her husband was her pawn in her game of life, a means to an end in her pursuit of strife. She used him to climb the social ladder high, pushing him away from family tradition and ties. But in the end, her selfish ways would be her undoing, as her narcissism consumed her without any brewing. And the Duchess, once so charming and bright, faded away, lost in her own ego's sight. For a true Duchess is one of grace and of love, not one consumed with the desire for the throne above. And Meghan, the narcissist, would soon come to see that a life lived for oneself is a life not lived free. Now, remember, folks, I just gave that sentence and they took it, or this bot took it, and created this whole entire poem around it, which is eerily on point for what we really have been watching and seeing happen. But I thought it was fun to play around with it and share this with you guys. If you get a chance, go check it out. It's pretty cool. It's not just poems that can be written. Obviously, there's a lot of capabilities and a tremendous amount of potential. Hopefully, that will be used for the goodness of mankind, not erase humans' ability to think critically as well as do work that could have been done for learning and growth experiences. So, for example, there have been incidences where students at universities have been using this tool to write their thesis and their papers on topics that would take them probably months, and this can do it within minutes. So we have to be a little bit careful here with this kind of technology because remember, it is machine learning and it's constantly evolving as more data and information gets put in. And I predict that we're going to see many types of creative applications and where this technology will be used for people's benefits. Definitely something to look into and read up on because it is fascinating and interesting on what it can do. So check it out. Other ways that I find AI is being used in a really cool way, and that is to create art. I don't know if anybody have seen it, but there are these apps where you can type in similar commands such as wanting to see puppies in baskets eating candy. I created this one of Yorkies eating lollipops on rainbows, and this is what it generated. I think it's pretty cool. You can do it with just about anything. In this one, I did Meghan Markle crying watching South Park Worldwide Privacy Tour. And this is what I came up with, which is actually kind of funny. Anyhow, I thought to bring you guys something a little different today. Hopefully that you like the little change up as opposed to talking about the same thing that everybody else is talking about. Let me know your thoughts. Leave your comments below. I will be back soon with more content, but until then, please be safe and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
I was such a fraud.